Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of the Doctor Who and Autism series. Today I'm joined with Dan and we're going to be speaking about Doctor Who, autism, and it's going to be really nice to speak with you, Dan. So Dan, hello, it's great to have you.
Oh, thank you. It's great to be here. I'm very
Yeah,
excited.
yeah, it's going to be nice because it's we'll tell the story how we kind of met each other and stuff once we done the introductions, because it's really interesting, isn't it? Like how we actually met each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's do you want me to talk about that now, how we met each other?
Yeah, like if you introduce yourself, and then we'll go on to like how we met each other and stuff.
Oh, okay. Well, my name's Daniel Stirland. I'm a Doctor Who fan, obviously, and I'm from America, if you couldn't already tell. I'm an actor, and I live here in the United States.
Yeah, this is it. So it's great to have you because it's the first, like you said before, it's your first time doing something like this. So it's gonna be good fun.
Mhm.
Dan. So do you want to tell us how we kind of met each other?
Yes. So I was on vacation or holiday, as you guys refer to it, and I was at Stonehenge, that wonderful site, which is where the Series 5 finale was filmed.
Yeah.
And I saw you in a Doctor Who shirt, and I think you were taking pictures with Eleven's sonic screwdriver.
Yeah, that's it.
And I
Yeah.
thought, and I made a little remark. I was like, "No aliens here today," or something.
Yeah. And yeah, then we started talking about Doctor Who for a while, didn't we?
Yeah. Oh, it was so great. It was great to finally, because I had been there for about like a couple. Let's see, I had been there for about like 3 days earlier, and I hadn't seen or met anyone who was like interested in Doctor Who.
Yeah. It is it is tough, I suppose, to find people who like it. Um, I found that especially like when I was younger, like and didn't know anyone, like in school, like start of like school, like primary school, whatever you call it in the UK. Um, I found no one that liked it, but they just went along with it.
Mm,
like, like I said, I like it too. Um, but yeah, it like because the reason I went there, I was on holiday too. Um, but the primary reason I went to Stonehenge was to kind of is it because Doctor Who, and then you went. I suppose that's a plus because you said it was a plus for you, didn't you? To be there at Stonehenge because that's where Series 5 finale was filmed.
yeah.
Yeah. It's nice because like I was I did a couple of videos. It's quite cool, but yeah, like I had my TARDIS top on, didn't I?
Yeah, you did. It was
Yeah,
great.
yeah. It is. I like when it's nice when you visit locations of Doctor Who. I find that's it's a hobby.
Yeah, finding locations. It's so surreal to be like in the same place where those actors were. It's almost like, wow, this is a real location. This is really here.
Yeah, it's interesting because that's been a more recent hobby of mine. I never used to think, oh look, visit a location where Doctor Who was filmed. Um, and I did before Stonehenge. I did visit a few others. Um, I thought I told you about when I was at Stonehenge. Like I went to the Lazarus experiment in series 3, like the piano. I was allowed up there.
Yes.
I was allowed up
Mm-hmm.
there. On Matt Smith episode, The Curse of the Black Spot. Um, I went to the location where it was. Um,
Oh,
that was quite fun. But the ship went. I didn't go on the ship. Um, it wasn't there. It got moved on. I think a few weeks earlier. So that's a shame. But I was still at the site where it was.
I thought I thought the ship was a constructed set. I didn't know that it was actually a real ship.
Yeah, I think that actually went out into the sea as well. I would have thought, because the ship got moved. It's actual a ship. And in my head, I was hoping it would be still there, but knowing that it's years onwards from there, from that episode, it won't have done.
That's crazy.
Yeah, right. That is an episode. I did quite like that episode, Curse of the Black Spot.
Yeah, it's been a while since I've seen series 6.
Yeah, that's another one I went to. Yeah, it's a nice hobby, you know, just to go into to do it. And like you was it series 6 where they went to America as well?
Yes, it was. It was the beginning and the finale, I believe, where they're having that picnic on the beach, and the astronaut comes out of the water, shoots the doctor.
Yeah, and that's in a beach in America, is it? That beach.
Yeah, in the episode they call it Lake Silencio because silence, obviously, and but actually it's a part of a lake called Lake Powell, which is essentially it's a giant river. That's what it is. Like people own houseboats on it and stuff like that.
All right. Yeah, it was interesting, you know, because I'm there looking at beaches because and then you've got that one that's in America, so it's quite cool. Like you have that kind of stuff. What else has been filmed in America? Do you know?
Not much to my knowledge.
All
Even
right.
like the TV movie, which is supposedly set in America, like San Francisco, 1999. I think that was also filmed in Canada, like Vancouver.
Okay.
Maybe like some of the Manhattan stuff, some of the New York stuff, but for people living in Utah, like that's pretty much all we got. Oh, wait. No, never mind. The episode Dalek,
Yeah.
with the Ninth Doctor,
Yeah.
that supposedly takes place in Utah underground, but I don't think it was filmed there.
Oh yeah. It did because one of the actors had an American accent, didn't he?
Yeah.
I think the graveyard of the where Amy and Rory went that was all in Manhattan, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. Yeah.
But not all of it. Like you know the place where that they went. I think it's called something Key. Where they went in and they got old in that kind of place in the episode.
Yeah.
That I don't think I believe that's set in Cardiff. I believe I don't think that bit is in America, but I believe the graveyard is. And like most of the majority of the episode is probably set in Manhattan or New York. But it's quite clever how they do these kind of things.
Oh yeah. Like they'll take one part of the episode is filmed all the way in Wales, and the other part is filmed in Manhattan.
Yeah, because like the cafe, like in the Silence episode.
Oh, the cafe. That's right. Yes.
That's in Cardiff.
That's right, and it's supposed to be set in America. Yeah.
Yeah. Did you know, like, backtracking to the Daleks in Manhattan, that episode with David Tennant? Do you know that wasn't actually set in New York? That was actually set in England.
That doesn't surprise me.
Yeah. I was surprised. It was basically just a green screen. You know when you saw like behind all the, like a New York kind of view.
Yeah, the skyline.
At the beginning of the episode, remember? but like it makes you think, because you wouldn't have thought that because you have an actor like Andrew Garfield from America and stuff like that. You kind of think, how's that work out? But it's quite clever, as we said. Like they do one scene a million miles away, and then the majority of the episodes in the same place.
Yeah, it's crazy. Isn't Andrew Garfield? He's British.
Um, yeah, he might be British. I suppose like he does quite a lot in America though, I think.
Yeah.
Like he's been Spider-Man, hasn't he? Like that that's where America's nicely done because you have all of Marvel, yeah, over there, and there's not much in the UK, so it's like that kind of sense.
Yeah. But you guys are lucky because you can just like go up the road and you can find a location where, oh hey, look, David Tennant was right there, or hey, look, that was where Peter Capaldi and Bill Potts were. But here in America, like we don't really have that. We don't really have locations for Doctor Who.
Yeah. If of course if I was in America and I lived there, I would be a bit disappointed, because it is a shame, isn't it? Like I understand like probably the set is in one particular place, but like thought of maybe it would be nice maybe into different places, I suppose, like more in different countries, like that. There's been a few maybe in
Oh yeah,
other
yeah.
countries, but not awfully a lot.
Well, I think it comes back down to like the BBC's budget for that
Mm.
show. It's over the years, like City of Death took place in Paris. Um, Recently, Demons of the Punjab took place in India, Pakistan.
Yeah, and like the Easter episode with David Tennant was in the deserts. I forgot where it was, but that was a while away. Um,
Yeah.
like you can see it, like deserts and probably.
Yeah, this was it the Sahara?
Yeah, I was gonna say that. Yeah, it might have been the Sahara. It kind of gives you Egypt vibes a little bit as well.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, it's good. But it's good that they do it in like just different locations and stuff like that. Um, but is there like do you have like favorite episode at all? Is there any out there that you kind of think, oh well, I like that one. That's my favorite.
Well, I've been contemplating that question since the day I first watched it.
Yeah.
I hmm I guess it depends on like which doctor, you know,
Yeah.
because uh like with the classic series, the first Doctor, the first episode, An Unearthly Child, I love that episode. I love that episode because it creates this atmosphere and this sense of mystery that I just think is so brilliant how it was set up. Um, I love. Let's see, what else do I love? I love City of Death. I love Genesis of the Daleks. Um, let's see. Planet of the Spiders is fun. uh,
What was that like? Just a spider episode, then I guess.
it was Planet of the Spiders was with I think that was the last episode with John Pertwee. That was his regeneration story.
All right. Because I haven't watched the old ones. I should really.
Mm.
But I've never gone back. I suppose part of me was like, should I? Um.
Well, the thing is with the classic episodes is that they are just even like the shortest ones are all dragged out. Like they all have pacing issues. because there were serials. They were created to be watched consecutively, like each week. Like, join in next week for Doctor Who's amazing adventure with the Daleks, stuff like that. So a lot of the stories are longer than they should be. Like, they could be condensed. But once you get past that, they are very enjoyable. Like, there are some episodes that I think stand toe to toe with anything in the modern series. But then you have to sit through episodes like the Twin Dilemma, which is just absolute rubbish.
Yeah, like I get what you mean. Like my favorite episode that I've watched is it's the Girl in the Fireplace with David Tennant. It's one of his first stories. I really like that episode. And that, like, when he goes outside, like on the grass bit and hides underneath like the rock, during the episode. I'm looking forward to going to that location. Kind of.
Oh, where was that filmed?
That it's quite funny, Most of the it's kind of a garden place. I forgot what the actual place is called, but it's a garden place, and quite a lot of episodes filmed there. Like this place, you've got what else you got? You've got do you remember the library episodes? The fake universe when Donna met that girl in the park. You've got that. That's there somewhere. You've got the fountain where Missy was introduced. Well, she wasn't introduced, but when she was dancing and stuff. And
I remember
fountain.
that.
And do you actually know, in that exact position, the exact place where that is do you remember the Handbot episode where Amy is outside in the garden bit?
The girl who waited.
Yeah, the girl who waited. Old and young Amy and Rory were outside, and that kind of, it's white as well, like a white kind of porch. Remember that white porch? And then of course you don't see the fountain. You might see someone else in front. I kind of took that bit out. But that is the same exact position.
It's the same location.
Yeah.
Welcome to the BBC. We have 5 actors, 3 costumes, and 2 locations.
Yeah. There's more there. You've got there's also a lot of in films in these gardens, and not that far from it is the Girl in the Fireplace location.
Oh, wow. Is it what county is it? What city is it in?
If it's Swansea or Cardiff.
It's also in Cardiff?
Yeah, they're all around that area in the same place. You've got a garden centre of Waters of Mars.
Oh,
remember the garden centre? It is a garden centre where the dome. Right, it's a big garden centre where the majority was filmed. Not sure where the base was, like where people were. Not sure where that bit is. I reckon that bit's probably on set or science lab. It looks like a science lab a little bit. What else? Oh, you might not know this, but I'm going to ask you anyway.
All right.
Well, Peter Capaldi's episode where Clara died.
Yeah, Face the Raven.
Yeah, Face the Raven. Do you think that was an actual street, a trap street? Do you think that was real?
I don't know. I mean, it looked like a real street. Was that a set?
No, it was real.
It was a real street?
Yeah.
Wow. Wait, and is that in London?
No. They tricked you.
It's in Cardiff.
Yeah, part of it is in London. Whether you see the London board, that bit is in London, I think. But the actual street's in Cardiff. And I spoke to a person who lives in Cardiff, and I asked them, well, so because I knew it was real because I looked it up and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like you type Doctor Who locations on the internet, it gives you loads out of them and stuff. And I said, well, what's it like? It's like, and the person said, obviously, it's not going to be like it was in the actual Doctor Who. It's like, it's not, it probably won't, it's just a normal street, basically. But
Yeah,
I'm just curious, like going down it, what it'd be like.
I know, right? Yeah.
Yeah,
Obviously, they doctored it up,
yeah,
doctored it up, and gave it extra lighting and all that fancy jazz. But it would be still cool to go down that street. I do wish that when I was there, I would have visited more locations, but we kind of had an itinerary and a set schedule of where we were supposed to be.
yeah,
So,
yeah. Was
mhm.
this the first time you came to the UK?
That was my second time.
Oh, your
I've
second.
been, yeah, I've been there before. Last time we went to the West End in London, and I think we also went to, oh, let's see, went up to Scotland. Um,
Oh,
yeah,
yes. Scotland's nice, but cold.
yeah. Well,
Yeah.
when we went, it wasn't too bad. Wasn't too
Okay.
bad at all. Hmm.
Yeah. I went a couple of years ago and I went quite late on in the year, so it was pretty cold when I went. What I like talking about locations because we both like it. So
Yeah.
um what let's think of some others that we may know. Um, of course, there's museums where quite a lot of things are filmed. Um,
Hmm.
you have them. Do you remember the 11th hour and where not just the 11th hour, but the Dream Lord episode with Matt
Yeah.
Smith. Um,
Hmm.
that like the home of Amy Pond's like area. Um, that that's in Cardiff too. Um,
Yeah.
not that far from Cardiff. That's another place I'd love to go to because it'd be nice to just walk on where all that was happening. And stuff. Um,
Yeah.
that that'll be a good one. And the house, they got the house after that they were given after the complex.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah, that they've got that one. What other ones? Like first episode of New Who, Rose,
Hmm.
the shop. That's in Cardiff because everything's in Cardiff.
Yeah. You go down to Cardiff and you're basically like the whole city has been filmed.
You're in Doctor Who land.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I speak to different people who actually live in Cardiff, and it's like I can't go visit every single thing because it's too much.
Yeah.
um,
Basically.
yeah, I do want to go see the library though. You know,
Hmm.
the library in the David Tennant two-part, like the Russian Narada.
Yeah. 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 Hmm.
Even though I'm not a book person, just go for Doctor
Yeah.
Who. um, um, yeah.
I would love to go see the beach, the Doomsday Beach.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
Where they filmed like, I know Doomsday was filmed there, uh Journey's End, and Dinosaurs on a Spaceship.
yeah. I'm interested because the dinosaurs on the spaceship they went down this kind of rock bit, didn't they?
Yeah.
I'm interested if that's actually there. I suppose it is.
Yeah. Wouldn't
Um,
surprise me.
yeah, yeah, it's quite cool. All those episodes are great as well.
Hmm. A funny thing is, Dinosaurs on a Spaceship was actually my introduction to Doctor Who.
What was it?
Yeah, that was my first episode. I remember Because I'm actually big into paleontology.
Yeah.
I really like dinosaurs and the Mesozoic era and fossils and all that jazz. Um, so I was looking up different episodes from TV shows that feature dinosaurs, and Doctor Who was one of the shows that came up, and they had an episode called Dinosaurs on a Spaceship, and I was like, huh? So I I ended up watching it on I think some bootleg site, and I thought, wow, this show is this is smart. This is funny. This is actually kind of cool. I like this. I want to watch more of it. So I went back and I watched the first ever episode, An Unearthly Child. Um, and I thought, wow, this show's old. This is really old. But I still liked it. And then I thought, oh wait, I can't watch the other episodes because An Unearthly Child was the only one. That was the only one. I could only watch that because the website I was watching it on didn't have the other episodes from the first Doctor. And so
Yeah.
I thought, okay, well, then it's on Netflix. So I'll just go over to Netflix and I'll watch the first episode of the new series. And that's kind of where it all started.
Yeah, because like, what would you say? Like, because the differences are like the major ones are from like the UK and America with Doctor Who. Like, what do you think?
Oh, where do you begin?
Yeah.
Um, accessibility is a bit hard. Here in the UK, what am I saying? Here in the uh, I don't know. I'm a bit confused. Here in the US, um, it used to be it used to be on Netflix. It might still be on Netflix over there. Is it?
Do you have it on Netflix at the moment?
No, it was taken off of Netflix a long time ago
Yeah.
because Netflix lost the rights.
Yeah, but like it come off Netflix as well. Because because over here we have another thing called BBC iPlayer.
Yeah, that's what you guys watched on.
Yeah, and it goes on there. I don't know. I don't think you would have BBC iPlayer like in America because, of course, um, it's not. I don't. You don't stream that in America. You don't use that.
Mm-mm. No. So we do have something called BBC America,
Yeah.
which
I've
we
heard of
have
that. Yeah.
on TV, and that sometimes plays Doctor Who once in a while. Um, like I remember I'd record stuff, some episodes on there, uh, but we don't really have BBC America anymore. So your options for watching Doctor Who here are basically pirate it, which I don't recommend.
Mm.
Um, we have a local library that sells a few episodes that has a few episodes that you can watch. Um, straight up buy the actual discs online
Mm.
or stream it on BritBox, at least for the classic episodes. Like that's all you got for the classic episodes. But my preferred method for watching the show now is Amazon Prime has them.
Is it on there? Is it?
It is, yeah, and that's pretty much the only way to watch the newest episodes.
All right. I didn't know it was on Amazon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I did prefer it was on Netflix though. I liked it on Netflix.
Yeah. That's how most people over here watched it, was because it was on Netflix. And once it was taken away, people just stopped watching the show because they had no way to watch it. And I guess they weren't interested enough to like actually continue,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
it's not you can't really like turn on uh direct TV and there it is. Like you have to actually like seek it out.
Yeah, because they didn't update it for a while, like the episodes and stuff. And if I was bored, I'll put on an episode. I don't really do that with BBC iPlayer. I don't really use it.
Mhm.
I don't really use BBC iPlayer. But yeah, it's something like, do you use Disney Plus?
Yes. Yes, my
Yeah,
family does use Disney Plus.
yeah, because that I think that is the next thing. I think like but the only thing Doctor Who does worry about, and some people have mixed opinions about it, is that if it does go on Disney Plus, is it not going to be rated for the BBC? Like, because Disney Plus is kind of quite American based, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. I'm a little bit worried about it going on Disney Plus, honestly, because you know, as long as Disney like keeps their hands off of the show and they only stream it, then I'm okay.
Yeah,
But because as much as I, uh, you know, make quips and jokes about the BBC, like they're the reason that show is so good and why it's the way that it is. Like what we love about that show because it's quintessentially British, you know.
yeah,
Um, even though it's a show about an alien.
yeah, yeah.
uh,
And do you think I'll be happy if it is like that, like just stream it on there, just give it another streaming platform.
mhm.
Potentially, they could work with like other things to produce different things. Like you have, it's known for kind of side shows, isn't it? Disney Plus,
Mhm.
from the main show. So if you put Doctor Who on there, that there could potentially be other series on there. Maybe like you've got one with Amy and Rory, or something
Yeah, yeah.
years after they supposedly died or turned into stone, and stuff like that. That they could make. It's like they've done the Obi-Wan Kenobi series, and
Yeah,
like with
they
Star
could do
Wars.
a sort of a Marvel style
Yeah,
thing, Marvel style plan.
yeah,
But from what I know, like the studio that's in charge of Doctor Who now is Bad Wolf Studios.
yeah, yeah.
Hmm. And I don't know if they have any plans with it, but
I think Doctor Who is in good hands, though. I
oh
was
yeah.
I was worried, um, like with what's happening at the moment with it, and stuff. But are you up to date with Doctor Who then? Like
Oh
latest
yeah.
episodes and
Oh
stuff?
yeah.
Yeah,
I keep up to date with all the news surrounding it.
yeah. So
Hmm.
so you looking forward to like the Jodie's last episode?
The sedentary special.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
I I don't know. There isn't really much hype around it, you know? Like it's almost like the BBC is not really promoting it that much. And maybe it's because they want to keep it secret. I know that's Chibnall's big thing is like keeping things super secret, but I don't know. I am excited for it. I am excited, but I I'm not really the biggest fan of Jodie's Doctor. Um, not because I'm sexist or anything,
mm,
but because I feel like her writing wasn't that good, and I think was the wrong direction for the character in terms of her acting. And Jodie Whittaker's a good actress. Like uh, I've seen her act in a play called Antigone, where she acted opposite Christopher Eccleston,
oh yeah, right,
and she was great. She was great. She brought this fire and intensity, but in the show, it feels like she's doing just a cheap imitation of David Tennant almost, you know?
mm,
And I don't really want to see that in a female doctor. What I want to see is someone who's like stands on their own and is unique, and someone who is like uh very strong as a character, which is why I like Joe Martin's doctor. I think she's great as the doctor. She took one episode and she stole the whole show.
Yeah, that was a
Like,
good episode.
yeah, she was great. Um, but I mean, she has her good moments. You know, Jodie has her good moments, and I'd still love to meet her. Uh, in the episode, The Haunting of the Villa Diodati, I don't
Yeah,
remember how to pronounce it, but
yeah.
yeah, that episode where she talks about how she's talking about
About the
how
Cyberman.
sometimes, yeah, how sometimes this team structure isn't flat, it's mountainous with me at the summit. You know, like I was like,
Mm.
ooh, there she is, there's the doctor.
Yeah, yeah. I did like some of the episodes. So series one is well, not series one, series one of her series.
Series 11.
Yeah, series 11. Um, I I don't really like much of the episodes. Like the only episode I do like is the Rosa Parks one. Uh, that,
Mm,
that that was a good episode. I don't think they needed to bring a monster into it as well, because it was, the monster is enough, or is the situation and what's happened
yeah,
in the episode. It would have been nice for that to happen. The only downfall in that episode, but the episode was good. Um, um, series one, series 11, it didn't have a plot or anything. Really, it didn't have a storyline.
yeah.
Um,
Yeah. And I think that was on purpose because they were, you know, people had voiced their opinions like they don't like the mystery box. The whole thing where like they'll set up something at the start of the season and then it'll be mentioned all the way through until it gets to the finale. Like
mm,
for series 1 it was Bad Wolf, for series 10 it was The Vault, for series 11 it was The Silence, you know. And people were like, we don't like the mystery box. And so Chippers was like, okay, fair enough. Here's a season without the mystery box. And then people are like, oh no, wait, this is kind of stupid if it doesn't have one. Yeah, bring
yeah,
it back.
yeah, yeah. But we need, like, this is the problem we found, or well, we're in at the moment, because he goes from no storyline to kind of a storyline in the next two series. Like the 12th, series 12 is about the master, really, and stuff. You know, he's going to be there in the end anyway. Even though in one episode something happened to him, and then
Mm-hmm.
you've got Flux, which was good to start with, but then it went really fast paced. Which was, I think, due to COVID as well. But the situation we find ourselves in, there's so much that hasn't been said, which is why we're getting an hour and a half long last episode of Jodie, with which it's going to be good. Let's hope.
Yeah.
Because like we said we like the Joan Martin Doctor, but we still don't know who she is. Do we?
Nope. And I honestly think I think they might be doing that on purpose, you
Mm,
know, to create some sort of mystery. Um, I do hope they tell us, and I think uh, new series with um, with Russell, they might explain her origins. Hopefully they bring her back, and she's not just something that's lost to the Jodie era. But I'd love to see more of her.
yeah, it's going to be really interesting. Because like we still all know what's in the watch as well, don't we? Um,
Mm-hmm.
what are these lost memories? Like, is this just a trick? Is this a dream? Um, or something? That the masters created. Um, but I would just like to see um someone portray the Doctor. It'd be nice if Yaz did. Because like they're close, aren't they, the Doctor and Yaz? And she the actor portrays her, maybe she's in the bad side all along, or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be nice because it doesn't really happen, does it? Like a good companion, I suppose, good companion, and then just turns on you.
Well, that I think that happened in the classic series. Turlo, the Fifth Doctor's companion,
Okay,
ended up working with the Black Guardian, I believe.
all right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
it's happened before. So
yeah,
Doctor Who's no stranger to that.
yeah. Waldo.
Um.
What that's what
hmm?
it's been a while though since that has happened.
Yeah, it has. It has.
Like,
Um.
yeah.
Did you like the timeless child reveal?
Um, what when they announced that Jodie, like the 13th Doctor, was the Timeless Child.
Yeah.
Um, I don't, I'd say I don't have an opinion on it, but it's that in a way it can be slightly annoying because like the Doctor supposedly has, I think, 30 generations, like locked in 13 regenerations that the Doctor's supposed to have.
Mm-hmm.
And that kind of means that like the first Doctor may not have been the first Doctor, so it kind of, in a way, it can muck up things in that kind of sense.
Yeah, yeah.
But they haven't really explained it. Like they did a whole series about it, didn't they? About the timeless child, and then like the person, I forgot her name, but she got killed in flux. Um, like the one who the Doctor was trying to find and have all these answers, and she kind of was,
Tecteun.
yeah, that's it, that's her, and
Mm-hmm.
then didn't really make much sense because she gets killed off straight away, more
Yeah.
or less. And I'm thinking, what's going on here? Then you briefly get the future of Doctor, which I think will get more in the finale. I say that I do hope so because there's so many in the trailer. We saw quite a lot of characters going to be in there, and I don't think
Mm-hmm.
that's not a lot of them. There'll be more.
Yeah.
There'll be surprises. But Russell has watched it himself, so he said that he liked it. So I hope he sent. Well, I hope that's right. And we do enjoy it.
Yeah. Are you excited for the new Doctor, Ncuti Gatwa?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that one
Mm-hmm.
with Shitty Gatwick because it's going to be an interesting. Because I have seen Sex Education with him in it.
Yeah.
And it's good, unexpected, but that's what Doctor is about. Like you never know who's going to be in
Yeah.
it.
When I heard he was cast, I was like, "What? The Doctor's hot now?"
Yeah, I
Because
was like Eric.
I I do think like Ncuti, he's so attractive though. He's very attractive, and he's like how old is he? Do you know?
I think it's like 29.
Oh yeah, okay. I was hoping for someone a bit older because I personally I do like older when the doctor's older. I do like older doctors.
How old are you older in let's say David Tennant, about like, or are you more like let's say older as like Matt Smith, or older you mean Peter Capaldi kind of
Yeah,
age?
yeah, yeah.
Like is it
Yeah,
Peter
that
Capaldi?
age.
Yeah, like Peter
Yeah.
Capaldi. Yeah.
I like Peter, William Hartnell, John Pertwee, that sort of age. You know,
That's
when
the
the
word. Yeah.
doctor's sort of this wise old man.
Yeah. Yeah. But the good thing about it is, like, I think in New Who, he's been more of the, like, he's been the oldest, hasn't he, Peter Capaldi? Um,
Yeah, he has.
and the youngest has been Matt. I mean, Matt Smith has been the youngest ever Doctor.
Oh
Um,
yeah, that's him.
and you wouldn't think it when he's there because it's almost it's like it's an old man in a young person's body
Yeah,
kind of thing.
I
Yeah,
like that analogy. Uh-huh.
yeah, because like you wouldn't think he's 39. Wait, he's 39 now. He weren't then. He would have been. Well, it would have been about possibly, I don't know, probably 29 maybe. about Shooty's age, I reckon.
Yeah. Well, I think he was younger than that. I think
Yeah.
when he was cast, he was 2020 maybe. I mean, I can look it up just really quickly.
I don't think it was 20, because that's how old I am. I would have been I'd have been nice
Yeah.
to be half.
I'm 19, so yeah, he's about the same
Yeah.
age. That would be about the same age as me.
Yeah. I think it would have been because he left in 2013, didn't he? Like just after the 50th.
He was 26 years old.
I'm 26, so Shooty would have been 3 years older
Mhm.
when he's cast. But yeah, like you wouldn't have thought that when you're watching him.
Yeah, exactly.
And he's not too old to come back. He doesn't look much older. Obviously we get older, don't we? But he's
Mhm.
old enough to still be the Doctor.
Oh yeah. I would love for him to return. I know we're getting David Tennant back,
Yeah.
which even though I do think he is like the most overrated Doctor because everybody loves him, I would be lying if I said I'm not happy for his return. I am happy for his return. I think, he's gonna have a different face apparently. Like it's not gonna be 10. It's gonna be someone different because now he's got like a new costume, and like I've heard rumors that he's the regeneration after Jodie, which I think is gonna be interesting. I never thought they would ever do that, but it's gonna be interesting how RTD retcons that.
I'd like to see that happen because yeah, the reason I like to see it happen because David Tennant is kind of my I suppose my Doctor in a way. Not because everyone else likes him. I like him because I like him. Like
Yeah.
But yeah, I do agree. Like if people say he's overused, yeah, he probably got the most episodes in his run. But I think Jodie Whittaker's got the longest time as a Doctor, actually.
Yeah.
And up there with David Tennant. Peter Quill didn't get as much. And Matt Smith was not that bad. But because he got about 20 episodes in one series, didn't he? Series 4. So I can admit he is overrun. I am happy to see him back. I'm probably more excited to see Catherine Tate back actually because I haven't seen her since series 4. And of course we've seen David Tennant already in the 50th. So but it's going to be interesting to see what happens. Like if he regenerates, even though it's a rumor and stuff. Not all rumors are true. But if it does happen, I won't complain. I'll probably still scream at the telly. So David Tennant's back. Like even though we know he's back for the 60th, but we don't know if he's actually going to be regenerating.
Yeah, we don't know. I am interested to see how Donna returns because like she can't remember the Doctor, right?
No.
Like she forgot about him.
Yeah, like what I've said most in this series, what I think will happen, and I hope I'm right because I've said it too many times. So I don't want to be wrong. But what I think will happen, I don't think Series 14 won't take place until either 2024 or about Christmas time. Like around the last series when it took place, November-y time. Why I think that because I think we get a few special with David Tennant and Catherine Tate. We're getting about 3, I think, with them. And not knowing David Tennant most likely is from like Doctor. It's either the 10th Doctor in a different universe, or it is the 14th Doctor for a brief amount of time. Just to get, I suppose, viewers back. Because if David Tennant's on it, of course they're going to watch it, aren't they? Like, like I don't know about you, like, but over here, I've got people saying to me, and they hear David Tennant's back, and it's like, I stopped watching Doctor Who because he left. I'm going to watch it again, or something like that. So it will get viewers back. That's one. Another one he likes to show, and three, I I understand it if he did regenerate because it's a bit much going straight into the 60th. Um, if this happens, they could either do it two ways. They could either do it where Shuey regenerates and he has his series before any of the 60th things take place. But that'll be quite hard in a way, because they either do it because they've done a kind of a festivity. One of the festivity with David Tennant and Catherine Tate, I think, will be a Christmas or New Year special. And if they go straight into the 60th, well, I think they should do it. I believe it should be like a yearly kind of seasonal thing where they do it throughout the year 2023. So I think that'll make good sense. Like, and because it'd be tough for Shuey to go straight into his role as a Doctor, straight into the 60th. What would be nice if David Tennant regenerated, and then you see other Doctors who want to take part in the 60th and companions, and then it leads up to November, because November is the main kind of November 23rd, isn't it? Like the day Doctor Who Day. And that's when we kind of find that there's a battle to find Shooty, because I don't think it's going to be a regeneration. I think it's going to be a regeneration where it's David Tennant, but it's not really the 10th Doctor.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. And you're right. If Shooty was the Doctor for the 60th, that would be a whole lot of pressure, and that would just be way too much, I think, for viewers and himself. So, bringing back this older Doctor and having him for the 60th, so fans are familiar, and it'll bring them back and they'll watch it. I think that is a pretty smart choice.
Yeah,
you're right.
Yeah, like people are gonna watch it, and not people wouldn't watch Shooty. I'm sure people would, but like he doesn't want his first episode to be like well, it will be because of the 60th, I suppose. But if he is introduced during the 60th, which I'm sure he will be, he'll be involved in the 60th somewhere or another. It may just be a brief appearance at the end. It may, but I think he's done filming. I would have thought he would have done filming with David Tennant somehow. Like it's going to be interesting to see what they do, because of course we see all this stuff, but we don't actually know what's going to be happening until we see it.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, I'm very excited. I'm very excited because the Russell T Davies era was like one of my personal favorites. I loved the writing, and I loved the atmosphere, and I just loved how those characters were written and how they came to life. And I think that bringing him back was definitely unexpected, but definitely welcomed.
Yeah, like it's nice to see his hair is actually spiked up. Because of course in the 50s it was just across the side, where we didn't see that in the 10th Doctor, like really like that. We never see that.
And I know that's how he wears his hair sometimes, but like spiky hair, that's like synonymous with the 10th Doctor.
Yeah, like I suppose you're like Matt Smith is this month. After recording this is in August. Like he's doing the House of Dragons, isn't he? Like
yeah, that's him.
Sequel to Game of Thrones, and he's wearing blonde hair, so he wouldn't come in to Doctor Who wearing blonde hair as a doctor, would he?
No. But he's no stranger to wearing wigs, so
no,
they could work around that.
Yeah, it's quite like it. I wonder that time when he went. I don't think he did. It's interesting to know. You know, in his last episode, like where he went bald for like brief second. I wonder if he actually did go bald, or was that just an effect?
He did.
He did.
Go bald. Yeah,
he did. I'm gonna take a while to film that episode, I reckon.
Also, funny thing is, Karen Gillan was also bald for that because she was filming Guardians of the Galaxy. And so you have these two actors who are saying their last goodbyes and they're both wearing wigs.
Yeah, it like because that was her actor in Endgame, wasn't it? Like
Yeah.
related to Thor. Yeah, that was that was good. Of course, not Noel Dole doesn't have to do that, so he bowled anyway. So they could just put him in there, couldn't they? Like, you don't have
Yeah.
to do this.
Just Matt Lucas showing up like, hello.
Yeah, yeah. Like, so I haven't asked this question yet. It's strange, because we've been talking for a while. But do you have a favourite Doctor, Dan?
Oh, that's like choosing your favorite child. I
Yeah.
mean,
Like, do you have some love towards the 11th Doctor as you're kind of wearing a bow tie and
well,
so?
I love 11 because he definitely inspired the way I dress, and I love like the Series 7B outfit, which is the outfit I'm wearing right now. Like this is my favorite Doctor costume of all time. I love this coat, and I love the bow ties, and I love the sonic screwdriver, the waistcoat, everything, just mwah, perfection.
Yeah.
Um, but when it comes to like favorite Doctor, I I love everything. Like there's something to love about all of them. Like even like the worst ones, like even the Sixth Doctor, there's stuff to love about him. Um, but I guess if I had to pick a favorite, it'd probably be the Ninth Doctor,
Mm.
played by Christopher Eccleston, because he was like technically not my first, but he's my Doctor. Like I watched uh series 1 on Netflix, and I just fell in love. I was like, this is the greatest show ever.
Yeah.
I still watch series 1, and I'm like, there's not a single bad episode in that series. It's just consistently good, and it's um so entertaining and just oozing with character and fantastic acting and great lines, and it's just so good.
Yeah.
Every time like I want to fall back in love with the show, I go back to series 1, and just reminds me, just takes me back. I love that.
Yeah. Yeah. It- like I'm just imagining right now. Imagine like we watched series 1, yeah, and
Mm-hmm.
then we still imagine if a Doctor or a companion even just went on each series, no change. Like imagine that what that would be like. Like we only know one Doctor, like in New Who, for the whole
Oh,
time.
one Doctor per season.
Um, no, like for example, if like maybe you got Chris Eccleston and he's still the Doctor now. Imagine what that would be like. Like,
Oh,
yeah, like
yeah.
imagine if they did it like there is no regeneration or they have just to be one actor and then it's done. Imagine if that
Mm,
was the case. But I love Chris Eccleston. I love that he shouted at Dalek because no one really does that.
yeah.
um,
Yeah.
yeah, and I also like because like speaking about autism, he's actually he's been in a series relating to that um
Oh.
before. And like before we spoke about like when you was in like the UK, like finding it hard to meet people that like Doctor Who too. Um, that is like a good thing about the autism community as well because like you find quite a lot of people in there that love Doctor Who and that
Oh,
that
that's
kind
great.
of you meet quite a lot of good people. And what I thought about doing this series then because not everyone on here is autistic or has autism, um, but everyone has like a little bit of knowledge. But I thought linking the two is quite cool because it makes it diverse. Not the only topics that I spoke about, like you have dyspraxia is actually spoken about quite a lot, like within people that have it, and opinions on the storyline with Ryan Sinclair in the
Yeah.
show. Epilepsy as well. all sort of different stuff. I have a few people on here, Crohn's like me too. And it's interesting, because like there's lots of different communities out there which Doctor Who's spoken about. So for example, we both know a lot about Doctor Who, or you know a lot about Doctor Who, but there's always going to be something that maybe you can connect Doctor Who with that can help raise awareness of that certain thing. So a lot of people say, like maybe a certain doctor could be autistic or have autism from different things they do. So for example, like you have food, for example, with the 11th Doctor, his first episode, you remember he chucking all that food out?
Yeah.
That may be like him, like for an person with autism could possibly relate to that because happen to have maybe the same food or something. And also the clothes. Like for example, if you wear the doctor likes to wear the same clothes quite a lot of the time, don't they? And that can be related to like maybe to yourself even. Like, could you like the feel of that costume? Like that is if that's what you like. Like you may like to be in that every day. You may not be. It may be
Oh
like
no, it's too hot to wear this every day.
Yeah, it might be a Tuesday thing. As we're doing this on a Tuesday, you might say, "I wear this every Tuesday." But yeah, it is pretty hot, isn't it? Not you can't wear every day. But you do think that, like seeing it. Are they hot? Is the doctor hot? Like wearing this all the time?
Well, from what I remember, like there's this little obscure factoid that the doctor actually has a lower body temperature than we do. So like ours, the normal human body temperature is like 96 degrees, 95 Fahrenheit. I should clarify that. But and the doctor's is like 80 something. So you'd think he'd be overheating a lot with all the clothes that he wears, but I don't know. Maybe it's just like one of those obscure throwaway lines that they have, and then yes, like you're not supposed to think about it.
Because I know for Spider-Man, like the guys in the Spider-Man suit had like what kind of something in there keeping them not hot. Like I don't know if they do the same with Doctor Who. I imagine they don't, but I imagine the actors do get pretty hot. I thought
that and like when they're filming, it's usually in the early hours of the morning when it's still cool, because like you'll see behind the set photos of them wearing these big puffy coats over their costumes, and you're thinking, oh, they must be cold. Like I'm fairly sure like a lot of the materials that their costumes are made out of are very light so that they don't overheat.
Yeah.
It probably filming during colder months, probably.
Yeah, like Christmas time. But I believe I think that one of the Dalek episodes when it aired, it was filmed like a year before. Which was they could have filmed more Doctor Who. Yeah, they could have. But that's what I like about the show, that it's not on all the time, because if it was on all the time, it would have been maybe a bit not as it wouldn't be as hyped up as much.
Yeah.
But I am looking forward to see what we've got in store in the next years, the next months. Yeah, and we'll see what it's like, and hopefully we'll get answers to certain storylines.
I would love for the show to bring in like more diversity when it comes to like autism and stuff like that. Like, because I don't believe they've ever had like a proper autistic character on the show, at least not to my knowledge.
No, they not until my knowledge as well. I don't believe they have. And quite a lot of the autistic community and people know about autism do relate to doctors or like how they do things and stuff. And yeah, I think it'll be nice. It's just that would have to do it, and if it's an autistic actor, it'd be great for an autistic person to do it, maybe instead of a person who's not. But if the
Mm,
person, I would, it'll be. It's like anything, isn't it? Like, I don't know if the actor who played Ryan had dyspraxia, um, but I think whoever plays it, you won't know unless they actually publicly said. But I
mhm.
always think it's better for a person that actually has something to do it, like a part in a show.
Yes. If someone was going to on the show to play a character with autism, you'd want that actor to have autism.
Yeah, like it would be better for that. Like for example, um, it's just depending, because everyone, of course, everyone with autism is different. Where like everyone in the world is different. Not everyone
Hmm.
is the same. Um, and not everyone will act the same. That's the thing, and it depends what kind of storyline they want. Because the thing with autism is, like in jobs, that like if a person says that I have autism, and maybe they may have to have a certain break every once in a while. Quite a lot of people um don't um don't understand it and stuff, so they don't allow that kind of stuff. Which I'm not saying Doctor Who won't, but it's just like a thing which kind of comes up. Like people with autism find it hard to get like jobs in everyday life. Um,
Hmm.
but I would love it. Like if a person was on there had a storyline, or they wouldn't it they if they wanted, it would be great just to say I'm autistic and stuff to the doctor. It'd be nice to see the kind of connection.
Hmm.
Um, and because I imagine the doctor and the if it's a companion, be very similar. Um, but it's something that would be nice. Like you've had dyspraxia, you're going to be having Yasmin Finney, who's who who is transgender. So
Hmm.
that is another good thing they're doing. Um,
Oh yeah.
doing that kind of side of things.
With Russell, you can almost guarantee that there's going to be a lot of diverse representation because that's who he is. He loves to like put the real world on screen. Like he's been doing
Yeah,
a lot of shows recently, like Years and Years and It's a Sin, depicting being gay and all that, and he's definitely going to incorporate that into the new series.
yeah, it's done it already, but even before an episode launched, um,
Yeah.
hasn't he? Because you got Shooty is the first gay doctor. Uh,
Apparently,
um,
which
yeah,
I don't really understand because technically aren't all the doctors gay?
I don't know. I don't think they confirmed their sexuality really, did they?
Yeah.
Um, like they don't really think about that. Like they don't really say who they are. Um,
Mm-hmm.
because one doctor may come across it. Like 10, I think, was in love with Rose during his time. Um,
Yeah.
I think 13 is in love with Yaz. Which I don't understand. The reason I don't understand, because the storyline's gone really fast. Like 1 minute they're mates, and then another next episode they're madly, well, Yaz is physically attached in a short amount of time, and I think that's
Mm-hmm.
had um if Graham and Ryan were still there, I don't think that like that might not have happened. I think it wouldn't have happened. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, it's kind of gone fast. Like with Rose and 10, the difference there is they've like, of course, I know that Yaz has been there 2 series, like Yo's, not Yo's, Rose. um,
Yo's.
Yo's. um, yeah, like don't you get it? Because like with, but of course the writing's better for one. Um, like the fantastic writing of Russell,
Mm-hmm.
with Rose and 10. It would be nice to have. I don't know. what do you think about relationships with companions, like falling in love and stuff?
I think if it's done well, then it's welcomed. Like, it was kind of explored because the Doctor is this centuries old alien who's always traveling, always on the move. He's always uh, in danger. And to have a human life, to be in love with a human who won't live as long, like that's an interesting concept, That's something that's very interesting to explore. Um, I don't really I think it's like bound to happen. Like when it happened with Martha, I think that was very natural. Like she would fall in love with this man who is unlike anyone she's ever met. Um, I don't usually like care for it when it's done poorly, like in the case with Yaz and the 13th. Because they don't really explore the downsides of it. They don't really go into much detail. It's more just like a will they won't they sort of scenario.
Yeah.
I like it when it was done with River. I like that when that was done because she was technically not a companion. She was more of like an ally of the Doctor, and she's sort of an equivalent to the Doctor because she travels and she's in space and she's part Time Lord. So I liked that. I liked that that romance.
Yeah. That was there, like, because they had this. It's almost like River says, like the Doctor has never loved her. Like the Doctor's never said they loved her. I think it was done. It was a really good relationship, the Doctor and River. On like you started with David Tennant, and then it ended up Peter Capaldi, and I don't think she needs to return, um, unless it's done right. Which I don't know how it would work because the storyline was kind of told backwards, wasn't it? With
It
River,
was, yeah.
and it finished where it started. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I know it won't make sense, but that's what happened, didn't it? Because like the library was was it's complicated, isn't it? Because you say the library's the first episode, where it isn't for River, but that's her timeline. But the actor is open to return, but I don't. It's gonna be interesting if that did happen, because I think that Shooty and her would going to get on great, like with their personalities and stuff. And like what I see from Shooty is a bit of 10, a bit of 11, probably a bit of
Well,
12.
we don't know what he's going to be like.
No, like not. We don't know that, but I'm just saying, like from watching him as like an actor, what I see in him. But you never know, like Russell might want him to be a dark Doctor. May want him to be a bit funny. Imagine that he will allow that because he's quite funny.
Oh yeah, yeah. I what was I gonna say? I know that Alex Kingston has returned as River for Big Finish, and she's interacted with the classic Doctors. And the thing with Big Finish is that they don't really care about canon too much. They kind of create their own. But I think they could find a way of like, oh, River doesn't know that this is the Doctor, but they already did that in the Husbands of River song. So maybe it's a case of, I don't know.
Yeah, like it wasn't like I didn't expect to see River once. I think it was one of the last episodes. I think she appeared. It might have been, yeah, it would have been one of the last of Matt's episodes with Vashra and Jenny. I think that might have been the loss of Matt, and then she did actually appear on the first episode of Peter Capaldi's. Do you remember? I think it. Do you remember when? I think it was that episode. With the dinosaur. Peter Capaldi's
Deep
first
Breath.
episode. Yeah, I think it was Deep Breath. Was that the one with the dinosaur roaming around?
Yep, that's the one.
Yeah. Because River was there briefly.
She was in that episode.
Yeah. I think so. But yeah, because do you remember when they was all having a drink?
Oh, you're thinking of the name of the doctor.
Oh, is that a different episode?
Yeah.
Because I know Vasher and Jenny were in the first episode as well, weren't they?
Yeah, they were. They were in. Yeah, that was the last we saw. The Paternoster gang was in Deep Breath, but the last time we saw River in the 11th Doctor's reign was Name of the Doctor.
Oh, was it Name of the Doctor?
It was Name of the Doctor. Yeah.
Yeah, because Matt's last 3 episodes were really complicated. They're all similar names, aren't they?
Yeah.
I think you got the time of the Doctor, the name of the Doctor, and the day of the Doctor.
Evening of the Doctor.
Yeah, the night of the
Morning
Doctor.
with the Doctor.
Yeah. But yeah. I don't know. I could possibly, if I wanted, it's like a hobby of mine. I could possibly try and, in order, if I was to think back, name every episode by title. That's how much is an interest that Doctor Who is.
I know, right? It's great. I don't know. I don't know if I would be able to do it in order. I can name every Doctor in order.
Yeah. I feel we can do that. But I personally, I don't think Doctor Who has been I think maybe since my favourite seasons are probably 3, 4, 5, and 6. And Doctor Who, well, the ones I've watched anyway, like New Who.
Okay.
Because I loved the entrance to Matt Smith, even though I did cry when David left. I was young then. We would have been young then. But
yeah.
When Doctor Who airs in the UK, does that would that air the same time? Well, obviously, it's a different time you're in, but would that air exactly when it airs in the UK for you?
Well, I don't know. I think it does on BBC America, because that's how I watched the Woman Who Fell to Earth was on BBC America. So it's roughly the same time. I think the UK is just a little bit earlier. But for Amazon Prime, which is how I watch it now, the episodes come out a day later than when it airs, which is a little frustrating because the BBC will post spoilers on their Instagram and it's just I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, don't go on social media.
Yeah.
For a couple of hours, especially when you watch Doctor Who anyway, over here. Because if you have an app called Twitter in the world and you're on your phone, don't ever be on your phone while watching Doctor Who, because it's basically a commentary. If you have it notifications on for Doctor Who, it's basically a commentary. It's like you're watching a football game. It's oh no, something's happened. They've gone in the closet. It's basically like that, and that's what they do on Twitter. And I was thinking, what's going on here? And some people do delete the app when they watch the show. I just wouldn't use my phone, but they do that. And when they announce certain things that are surprises, which we're not used to, but in Chibnall's era, one of the things I do like about Chibnall's era, that he's good at is keeping secrets, and I like that. Of course, there's going to be secrets still told through the last episode, but if there is a portrayal, and we have an answer to the stories that haven't been told yet, I'll be happy, and I think I just want Jojo to get a good send off.
Yeah, it's funny you mentioned that, like Chibnall being good at keeping surprises, because I remember the end of series 10 when they revealed that John Sims' master was coming back.
Hmm.
And I was like, why would you reveal that? That would be such a perfect twist, you know?
Yeah, it was. That would have been good, a good one to
Mm-hmm.
keep quiet. Like they did Missy quiet, didn't they? As the
Yeah.
master, that that was a good one. I believe they did it with even the master come back at all, like John Sim, like with like series 3, I think it was.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Yeah.
that was good. The storyline of Yano, like with like the Master in Disguise
Mm-hmm.
in Utopia. That's a good one. So they've done it, but it is
Yeah,
hard
they've done it
nowadays.
well. I think the reason that Moffat revealed that in the trailers, or I don't know if it was him or if it was the marketing team. I think that was done to get as many people back to watch the finale as possible. So like, hey, look, we got David Tennant's master back. Like, come watch the finale, you know? Because it's a shame that uh, the viewing figures for Doctor Who during the Peter Capaldi era were pretty low.
Yeah, like I've said quite a lot of the time is that Peter Capaldi last series was his best, not because he was leaving, because it was very good. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I thought it all improved. The storylines, they were very good. With Bill, I liked it
Yeah.
with Bill, not as much with Clara. I thought
Yeah.
she went on a bit too long. Well, for my liking, I love her as an actor. Like she's really good and stuff. I think that um, I did like when the doctor pointed out, "I'm not your boyfriend." That was actually quite funny. Right at the start. Um, but yeah, I like Peter Capaldi, but I just didn't like being on with that companion for a while, which we have seen previously, like with Rose and stuff like that, and Amy and Rory were there a while. But I just don't
Mm-hmm.
think. I think, especially like when she died, like they went back for her. I thought that was a good way to say to go and face the Raven.
Mm-hmm.
I thought maybe they thought, oh, that we can do a few other things. Fans who love Clara want Clara back, so we'll get her back, and that was that. But um, yeah, I think I understand in a way while viewing figures were down, but I think that's why they brought Johnson back in a way to
Mm-hmm.
bring those figures back up.
Yeah. That's basically why they did it. I think. Um, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, it's that. It's all interesting. Like hopefully we'll see so many new announcements. Like if it's for the 60th or the Jodie's last episode, it could be kind
Mm-hmm.
of like a movie, hour and a half. Could be interesting. Yeah. But before we finish, Dan, is there like a quote that you relate to in Doctor Who?
Yes, there's many. There's quite a few. I love the quote from the first Doctor. My truth is in the stars. I love the one from the fourth Doctor, which is there's no point in being grown up if you can't be childish sometimes. But I think that my all-time favorite from is from the 12th Doctor, which goes, the only way people can be expected to live in this world is if they're prepared to forgive,
Yeah,
which
that's
is which is one you don't really hear that often, but uh, I've been relating to it a lot, especially now, um, because people make mistakes. We all make mistakes, and the only way people can be expected to live in this world is if we learn to forgive. Like we have to be prepared to learn that maybe we can just live with our mistakes.
Yeah, yeah. I agree with what you're saying, Dan, because it is good, and like that quote isn't heard very often, and like it probably needs to be spoken about more, because like you forget, don't you? Um, but yeah, I haven't heard that quote this series, so it's good that you said it.
Yeah.
But yeah, the fourth Doctor one is great too, because like we've got to be childish sometimes, haven't we?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And the first Doctor, of course. You can't beat the first Doctor.
Oh no.
Yeah. But yeah, it's been great, and it's great we met at Stonehenge, the Pandorica,
Yeah.
um opens location, where the lovely speech was taking place.
Uh-huh.
There. But yeah, um, it's great. It's great that you wanted to do this, Dan, because it's been really fun.
Oh, I'm glad I could.
Yeah, I'm glad you enjoyed yourself as well.
Thank you for having me.
Definitely, we'll do it again sometime as well.
All right.
Definitely.
That'd be
Well,
great.
thanks, Dan.
Thank you.